Brawlers, baby.
You're watching the Brawlers Sports Boxing Show podcast, starring CEO Rick Muhammad. The Brawlers Sports Boxing Show podcast. Let's go, Jack.
Yo, what's going on, boxing fans? It's your boy Rick Muhammad, Brawler Sports Media in the building. This is the Brawler Sports Boxing Show. Well, just a real quick recap of this past weekend's fights. Very, very exciting. Let's start off with DAZN. I don't know about you guys, but I saw an old-ass Triple G Saturday night, this past Saturday night. And, you know, I get it why he wants to get that trilogy fight against, Canelo Alvarez. But Canelo may entertain that and be like, based on the way he looked this past Saturday night, be like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and break his heart, send him into retirement, take this little strap he just won, and keep it moving. Or Canelo can say, there's nothing there. You don't have any more bite in your bark or anything, So he may pass on that fight. Canelo is in control. He can do what he want to do, his career and everything. He's calling the shots. Like Errol Spence Jr. says, he's the big fish. Canelo is the big fish at 168, 175, or wherever else in the hell he moves up or down to. He's the big fish too. So Triple G looked terrible. I don't know if it's from the layoff or what, but he will not beat Canelo. He won't even have a good chance of beating Canelo on that lackluster performance he just gave everybody this past Saturday night. So that's it, pretty much an update on Triple G's fight. Let's keep moving to Ryan Garcia as he took on, who did Ryan Garcia fight? Tago, Emmanuel Tago. Ryan Garcia took the back seat, bailed out of his last two fights prior to getting up to this fight for mental health reasons. So we commend him for that because he's taking care of his health first and foremost. That's most important than any sport because you can't be a superb, top-notch elite athlete and you're ignoring health conditions, mental, physical, whatever the case may be. So kudos go out to Ryan Garcia and help as many others as he can along the way. So we commend you. But that was a hell of a performance for him in his comeback fight. He was dominant. He dropped Tago early in the second round. He couldn't get that second knockdown off to try to finish him. So this was his first fight going the distance, if you will, 12 rounds. So now he know he's in condition and in physical shape, and he has good camps and good recovery where he can do 12 rounds if need be. So that was good to know that he could put that work in and still get the job done. But he got it done in a very, very impressive fashion, if you will. So I believe that the fight between Ryan Garcia that we all heard before many fights prior to this one, that it was going to be him and Gervonta Tank Davis. That didn't pan out. Hey, now Oscar De La Hoya is saying, hey, Tank, we hear that you're not happy with your current promoter, Floyd Money Mayweather. Your contract is up. If you're leaving Mayweather Promotions, we could really get this fight done between you and Ryan as both you guys' next fight. Give me a call. So Oscar's telling Tank, hey, I got you. And Oscar's saying he's willing to entertain making this fight happen so fast and so quick that he's willing to engage Tank with a 3-fight deal offering to make it happen. Not necessarily 3 fights with Ryan Garcia, but to give him 3 fights, including the Ryan Garcia fight. Not a bad deal for Tank. We'll see where Tank leans towards going. I'm kind of feeling like Tank is going to lean towards going maybe with Al Heyman and PBC. Although they have a working relationship, Floyd Mayweather and Al Heyman, and many have said that Floyd and Al Heyman and PBC are all the same. However, Floyd was still signing promoters under his own promotions banner, TMT, the money team, Floyd, Mayweather Promotions. That being said, there wouldn't be any ties with Tank, even though Floyd still has a working relationship with Al Heyman, if you will. Tank would solely be a PBC fighter under the tutelage of Al Heyman. So all his money, all his fight deals, all his contract signed fights coming up would be through Al Heyman, not through Floyd Mayweather. Don't know if that would be a conflict of interest for Tank to even have to still deal with Floyd, because we don't really know how bad of a relationship this relationship really is. It's a lot of hearsay. A lot of hearsay in boxing, you know. A lot of rumors. So you never know till you get it from the horse's mouth. That being said, hey, we don't know which way Tank is leaning towards. PBC, if he's going to give Oscar the opportunity to promote him for 3 fights, that's not a long-term marriage, if you will. 3 fights, you could be done in a year. So that would be a smart move. Make some good money in the process as well. And pretty much take over your career and you know, take charge who you want to fight, under what banner, what promoter, and he can control his destiny. So kudos goes out to Tank and wherever he goes from there. But Ryan Garcia, hell of a performance, hell of a comeback fight, hell of a message. I mean, he did some awesome work to the body, right hooks to the body, good jab, straight right hands. He also hurt Tago in the 10th round. In the 10th round, he hurt Tago with another overcross hard right hand that sent Tago stumbling across the ring. So big performance for Ryan Garcia. Made a big statement, and I believe that he does belong where he is in his career right now as one of the elite. And there's no reason why the fight between him and Gervonta Tank Davis should not be made and should not happen. That being said, let's get out of the zone now. Let's move to Showtime Boxing. Showtime Boxing. Ooh-wee. Did you guys see that Erickson Lubin fight with Sebastian Fundora, the Towering Inferno, 6'6"? And you saw how Lubin looked up to him. That was like Apollo Creed fighting Drago, wasn't it? In Rocky. But big kudos, big prop to my man Lubin. He stood his ground. He a gladiator. He a warrior. He took it. He took the punishment. He dished some punishment. He had a lot of success with good body work. Even though the taller guy just shadowed over him, he still managed to get inside, work the body, bring it back up to the head. However, that is not the fight plan that his trainer, Kevin Cunningham, had laid out for them during camp. The plan was to stick and move, get in, get out, stick and move, turn him, spin him. When you turn him, then you come back over top with the right hook, which is his most devastating punch. As you saw in that fight, he had a lot of success with that right hook, as well as he did with his straight left hand as well. And the body work was superbly done. But, you know, Kevin Cunningham was like, man, what are you doing? That is not what we rehearsed to do in this fight. So this is what you got to understand, fans. When you're dealing with boxers, they don't just go out there and nilly-willy make up a plan. Oh, I'll see what he do next. Then I'll do this. And he'll do that. Then I'll come back and do this. No. That's why you have a trainer to monitor you, takes you through all these different drills, if you will, each and every day that you're in the gym for 8, 10, 12 weeks, depending on who they're fighting. If it's a championship level fight, the weeks in camps are longer because you have so many weeks of conditioning, working the floor before you actually transition into the sparring phase of preparation for that fight, if you will. So that being said, this is what they rehearsed. We're gonna box him. We're gonna use being smaller to our advantage. Get underneath, stick and move. Good body work, as you saw Lubin going straight to the gut. Great body work. But the plan was to stay on your toes, utilize the ring to your advantage, and box, and turn him, and turn him, and then turn him. And that way, that keeps Fundora off balance. He doesn't get to sit on his punches for that devastating, brutal uppercuts that he has. That right uppercut, that's his signature punch. You don't give him a chance to get set and plant his feet and sit on his butt and deliver those hard shots. So by turning him, that's confusing him, and that's also taking him off balance and out of his game plan. And then you turn it and you pop him. And then you step off, you step back around. You go back out to the center of the ring, get your jab back going, box. Turn him, combinate, counter, back on the jab, turn him, get back to the center of the ring. That was the fight plan. So you heard Kevin Cunningham was really hot. Like, what the hell are you doing? But Lubin at that point was like, hey, man, this guy isn't tough. He ain't what everybody say he is. I'm going to stand right here with him toe-to-toe and let him know that I'm an elite fighter for a reason. And I'm one of the best. And tonight, you're fighting your best fight of your life. And he gave him all of that. So big respect. Much props go out to Erickson Lubin and his team. And much respect to Kevin Cunningham for protecting his fighter. Like so many of these trainers, that should have been the model the other night for them to take notes. Although he took a lot of hard shots. You saw his face, how dismantled and beaten up he was. He kind of almost looked like the Elephant Man. No, just a little jokey joke. Don't take that serious. Hey, little humor. But hey, he took a lot of punishment, and then Kevin Cunningham decided, hey, enough is enough. I'm not going to let him disfigure my fighter like this. He lived to fight another day. Although, Lubin had fought 6 straight fights in a row, making that climb back up. Once you get set back, you don't start all the way over, but you do start over again, maybe a couple of fights down the ladder from where you were before you lost. And that he climbed back 6 in a row, and he was back here tonight, and that was his, that was his calling, was to become world champion. Although Fundora proved to be the better man at 154 pounds. That was a hell of a fight. That fight may be made as fight of the year by the time we come around to December and Christmas. I guarantee you it will be one that will be heavily rated and voted on, if nothing else, if it doesn't make it. Unless something happens great in the rest of this year with fights we got coming up. Right now, that fight is campaigning for fight of the year, or front runner. But that was a great fight. Big props to Team Fundora, maintaining, showing good poise. Lubin had some success and knocked him down. Although he did look like he took himself down, which most fighters don't know. If you're taking a lot of hard shots like that and the guy is rallying on you, just take a knee so you can reset yourself. Take that 8 count. So what? You live to fight another round, and then put your faculties back together and come out and do the things that you can do skill set wise, because you believe and you trust in what you train for and who you are and how you deliver those skill sets. So you take that knee. That's smart. Take a knee, take the 8 count, clear your head, get up, reset. But since a volley of punches was coming with Fundora taking that voluntary knee, that still gets counted as a knockdown. That's a 10-8 round. For those of you who don't understand the scoring, that's a 10-8 round in favor of Lubin, because punches were coming with him taking that knee. He's not standing, he's down, that's a knockdown. Okay? So, but wouldn't it be interesting to see if Charlo gonna step up to the plate and fight the likes of Fundora? Who do you have in that fight? That would be big. I probably would roll with Fundora on it too. But that's in my own opinion. All right, so let's keep it moving on that. We had Sugar Shane Mosley Jr., which is Sugar Shane, former welterweight champion of the world, Sugar Shane Mosley's son, Shane Mosley Jr., if you will. Looked good at 160 pounds. Actually, I think he moved up to 168 for this fight. And he fought, and he looked pretty good against Gabriel Rosado. Gabriel Rosado, another gameful, high-talented, elite fighter himself out of Philadelphia. All those guys from Philly, they humbug, they fighters. You know what I'm saying? Just like the cats where I'm from, Chicago. All these inner city boys, they get it in. And these Philadelphia fighters, they got the heart of a champion, a lion, and everything else. They gonna bring it and they gonna leave it in the ring. So you better come ready, because you ain't getting no passes. There are no early Christmas presents fighting those guys. And that being said, hey, Gabriel Rosado, he hung in there. He's 36 years old, I believe. He's getting up there in age. He studied trying to make that quest to try to grab him a belt before he retires. I don't know if Gabriel Rosado will ever win a championship before he retires. I don't know. He's been a good contender thus far. Tough, comes to fight, comes in shape, but he looked flat Saturday night. He just didn't look like himself. He didn't, how you can say fighters can get up for certain fights. It don't look like this fight had much of interest for him, because you know why? This is what happened in boxing, guys. Listen to me. That's why these guys are so into the money, because they're like, hey, if I fight you for this amount of money, what's the reward for me? High risk, low reward. And that's all that was for Gabriel Rosado. Because Sugar Shane Mosley, he's still, in quest for a title hunt himself. So Gabriel Rosado just was taking the fight to try to boost his career, get another W, and keep climbing to try to get a title shot. But the reward was probably not as big as it would have been for him Had he won, it would have probably been a bigger reward and a bigger bag of money, pot of gold at the end of that rainbow, climbing the ladder to get that title shot. But it didn't work out in his favor, and he wasn't the fighter that we normally see in a Gabriel Rosado on Saturday night. And Sugar Shane Mosley did his thing, followed his fight plan, and he outboxed Gabriel Rosado. He out-hustled him. It was a blowout until one judge had it 95-95. That's when you be looking at these guys like, what the hell fight was you watching? Stevie Wonder was watching the same fight, and he had the guy blowing him out. Anyway, who else we had? Tony Harrison, oh my God, versus Sergio Garcia. Tony Harrison looked like he didn't miss a beat while he was gone. You know, this guy came back in the ring, dominated, and showed why he was the former junior middleweight champion of the world. I mean, he displayed everything. Good poise, maintained his composure on the ropes, good defensive technique. He almost pulled a rope-a-dope like Ali Saturday night against Sergio Garcia. I mean, he counterpunched beautifully. He had a snappy, sharp jab that rocked Garcia's head back. Remember the old game we used to have when we was kids? I'm telling my age now. Rock'em, sock'em, robots. Pop, 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 pop. Snap his head back down. Go again. That's how effective his jab was. Tony Harrison's jab was laser guided all night long. He made no mistakes. And he looked good. He looked healthy. And he looked like he was having a lot of fun in there Saturday night. Tony Harrison will get another title shot. Tony Harrison will be world champion again. That's my theory. That's my own personal opinion. Who else did we leave out, guys? Anybody I left out? Mosley, we did Tony Harrison, the Lubin, Triple G, we talked about him. Let's talk about what's to come. Oh my God, oh my God. Hey, it is fight week in Dallas, Texas, and we got Errol Spence Jr. versus Yordenis Ugas. Saturday night, April 16th, Dallas Cowboys Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Go big or go home. And you're in Texas. And you know what they say about Texas? Everything in Texas is big. So these guys better go big or go home. If you haven't checked out All Access on Showtime, check that out. It shows you both of these guys in the gym, how they're looking, the rigorous training routines that the trainers are taking them through, everything, the whole nine. Dallas, and then Ugas is in Vegas. And man, they both look great in tip-top shape. Who you picking on that fight? A lot of people think that the old Errol Spence is back, and the old Errol Spence will stop Ugas. A lot of fans think, hey, Earl looked good in the gym. He's ripped, he's cut, he looks prepared and mentally ready. But a lot of people are saying Earl ain't the same fighter that he once was prior to that fatal accident he had, traveling at 100 miles an hour in a Ferrari, I believe it was. A Lambo or a Ferrari, either one, fast sports car, threw him out of the windshield. He tumbled and flipped. And I mean, a lot of people feel like he might look good, but deep down inside, he's fragile and he's broken. Tendons, aches, things of this nature. All it takes is one severe punch, and man, it could stop him dead in his tracks. We don't know. And that's what a lot of fans are saying. Well, if Earl is the same Earl we used to seeing, then he gonna bring the smoke. But we gotta wait a couple rounds to see that, how well he responds when he does get hit by the likes of Ugas. But that's gonna be a hell of a fight. So we got that fight coming up Saturday night. You got Gamboa's fighting on this fight again. He's still chopping the ground, seeking another title shot. I would like to think that, you know, Gamboa is old now. I mean, don't get me wrong, he come from a good pedigree and everything. He had a hell of an amateur career representing his country, Cuba, proudly. Been a great champion, been a great pro athlete, one of the elites, if you will. And I just think, you know, hey, his better days are pretty much behind him now. But this is boxing, and on any given night, anything can happen in boxing. The best can be upset and beat. I've seen it. You've seen it. That being said, that's going to be a hell of a fight. If you ain't going, I know you're going to pay for the pay-per-view. Don't say you're not, because don't nobody want to miss this fight. This is probably Errol Spence's second toughest fight in all of his career on his resume. First one being Showtime Sean Porter gave him a hell of a fight. Showtime Sean Porter somewhat exposed his defensive skills as well and was touching him up really, really good. That was a hell of a fight. Pressing the fight, letting his hands go on Errol Spence. I mean, and I'm sure Ugas is looking at that tape. And then Ugas being the second toughest fight, in my opinion, for Errol Spence. Kell Brook, I guess you could say Kell Brook. So we say this is his third. And Kell Brook, a lot of people feel like Kell Brook was bringing it until he got the eye injury. Because Kell Brook was boxing the hell out of him. But, Spence weathered the storm, did what he had to do, stayed focused, got the W, stopped him. That's what he does. That's why he's the truth. But we're going to see how true the truth is come Saturday night, as many are still in doubt about where he is physically conditioned from the accident. You know what I mean? He missed out on his legacy fight with Manny Pacquiao because of an eye injury to the orbital eye injury that he sustained preparing for the Pacquiao fight. And that was from sparring. And he had to give that up. And that's how Yordenis Ugas stepped in and he just walked through Manny Pacquiao. An older Manny Pacquiao, yes, no doubt, but still a tough, in shape Manny Pacquiao. So a W is a W, but you got to give these guys their props and their respect. These guys are laying it all out on the line. They're putting their lives on the line every time they step in the ring. You saw how Lubin's face looked. We've witnessed fighters dying. Hey, don't ever call a fighter a bum. That's a bunch of bullshit. Stop that. Because if you can't do it, don't say what you would do. And these guys are doing it for a living. And then when you see them, oh, he's garbage. No, stop that. These guys they could very well die in the ring or when they get home and go to sleep. So let's not call these guys fighters, man, or bums. Let's praise them and give them the utmost respect, because you got to be a different type of person, a different breed of person to lace those gloves up and get in there and do what they do. So my hat goes off to all you guys, professional men and women fighters. We still got the Shakur Stevenson. He's different. Him and Bud, they're different. Shakur Stevenson is taking on Oscar Valdez April 30th, MGM Grand in Las Vegas. That's going to be a hell of a fight. I think that fight is going to bring the best that Shakur Stevenson has ever let us see. We haven't seen his superb best, and most of us think, what else is he going to show us? He has more. This dude is different. He's going to stop Valdez, in my opinion. But what do you think? Chime in. Let's hear it. Talk about it. Let's analyze these fights together, guys, because I really believe that's going to be a hell of a fight. Then we got Gervonta Tank Davis fighting Rolly Romero. That's going to be a hell of a fight. Romero's dangerous. He's young. He's cocky. He's confident. He believes in himself and what he's doing and where he's at physically, mentally in his career in the sport of boxing. He felt like he's been treated unjust in his last couple of fights, because he felt like this fight got pulled from under him. That was supposed to have been the fight that when Tank fought Isak Cruz. Raleigh is saying that was his fight. Well, you got your fight back, so now it's time to put up or shut up, because, hey, your moment is about to come. But he's dangerous. I still say he's a little too green for the likes of a Gervonta Tank Davis right now in his career. He's on the road, and he's going to get there, no doubt. But some of these fighters, they like that microwave money. They like those microwave fights, quick, fast, and in a hurry. And you may not just be at that crossroad yet in your career. So be careful what you ask for, and we shall see. But I got my money on Tank Davis by knockout. Well, hope I didn't leave anything out. We got the Fury. Oh yeah, Fury, Dylan White. Listen. This fight sold out probably 48 hours after they announced it. 80,000 seats. So that's 80,000 asses are going to be in seats at Wimbledon Stadium. Can you believe that? And they've requested from the government over there that they allow them to place 14,000 more seats in addition to the 80 that's already sold out. So you're talking about 94,000 people. That's record-breaking. That's Super Bowl, beyond Super Bowl. That's beyond World Series, beyond the NBA Finals, U.S. Open, the U.S. Tennis, and Wimbledon. Man, this guy's going to be a big fight. But nobody beats Tyson Fury. He's a big heavyweight. He's good on his feet. He boxes going backwards. This guy is kind of like the white Muhammad Ali. He can box. He can move. He's got good footwork. He's huge. He's powerful. But the key word to all his skill set, he can box moving forward or on his back leg. Doesn't matter. And he's got a hell of a jab. So I say in that fight, I think you all are going to agree, that's a knockout by way of Fury. And I think Fury's not going to play around with him. I'm talking about 4 to 6 rounds. 8 at the max. But in 4 to 6 rounds, Fury going to make a statement. Be like, dude, you don't even belong in here with me. Because you know how cocky he is. He will talk a lot of smack too. So, but anyway, that's it for now. Hey, it's your boy Rick Muhammad. Oh yeah, Brawler Sports Media. We will be in the building this week starting Thursday in Dallas for the Ugas Spence fight. So remember, I'm bringing y'all with me. I'm taking y'all on this trip. All expenses paid by me. Y'all get to be there with me live, like I always do, behind the scenes, weigh-in, press conferences, one-on-one interviews, and hey, fight night. I will be there, Brawler Sports Media, in the building. I will share that, take you guys on that journey with me as usual. So make sure when I go live, you chiming in, you're hitting the like button, supporting. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, I could use more. Hey, more is better, right? Make me better. I do y'all right, y'all gotta do me right. All right? We're a team. All right. Hey, I'll see y'all later on this week in Dallas, Texas. Spence versus Ugas. PBC, Showtime pay-per-view. Till next time, it's your boy Rick Muhammad, Brawler Sports Media in the building. Let's go, champs.
Brawlers, baby.